Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to take a look at this LS motor, see how it came out, and see if we got lucky or not. Here she is, everyone. This is our donor vehicle, 2003 GMC Yukon XL. It has an unknown number of miles on it because, well, I'd tell you how many miles are on it, but I can't. That's not the only thing wrong with this car. You can see it's a Pennsylvania classic. It's got some rust on it. The brakes don't work too good, but you know what does work well is this 5.3 LS motor, the LM7 5300 Vortec. As you can see, it sounds awesome. It's just idling right along here, and in the high RPMs it sounds good too. This is going to be an excellent engine and transmission combination for our Jaguar. Well, maybe not transmission because this is a four-wheel drive model, so I'm going to have to figure out how to get that taken care of at a certain point, but I don't think it'll be too hard to find a two-wheel drive 4L60E. So the plan right now is to start tearing this apart, make it a little bit easier to get to the engine when we go in with the cherry picker. Don't know if we're going to drop the trans first or take it out with the engine. We'll find out. Alright, so briefly, here's what happened. I removed the bumper. Probably did not need to remove the bumper, but I did want to remove the front fascia, like the headlights and stuff, because what that's going to allow me to do is remove this cross member right here that kind of holds on to the radiator and all these coolers here. And, you know, I've got all the bolts loose. This should come out, the radiator should come out, and that's going to give us a much easier time lifting this engine out of the car. We're not going to need to clear this. We're going to need to clear like that, and that is way easier than this. You know, no one wants to put a 500 plus pound block of iron any higher in the air than they need to. Tomorrow's going to be a good day. We're going to have all kinds of people helping. We have the previous owner of this vehicle, a friend of ours, and my neighbor who sold me the Jag, so should be pretty awesome. Don't mind me while I try to figure out how to be a filmmaker. Okay, it's been a very long day. It's I think I started around like 8:39, and what time is it, guys?
Oh, it is 6:54.
It's 6:54 now, and we're finally done getting the LS engine out of this Yukon XL here. So we've got Jared here, LS expert. We got Nathan here, previous owner of this thing. Nathan goes way back with this car.
2003.
This breaks his heart, but it also makes him happy too. Here it is. We had to, first thing we did was we dropped the transfer case, but we had to do a whole bunch of stuff before that. And then since we had all this radiator cross member stuff out of the way, we thought it'd be easiest to just pull the engine transmission out together. So that is what we did. So here's the transmission now, and the engine is finally on the stand. So here she is in all her glory. This is the raw LM7 motor. Plan for now is to kind of refresh this, you know, take care of gaskets, new exhaust manifolds, probably do coils, plugs, wires, just to be safe. Probably get rid of this because we're going to do an E-fan more than likely. This might go somewhere else, but yeah, new water pump, new AC compressor, all that stuff. We're going to make this be as new and reliable as possible while it's on a stand like this, because it's not every day you can get to stuff this easily. Oh yeah, shout out to All Star Performance for this plate here. You can get it on Amazon. This was pretty nifty and made this much safer. You know, as safe as something like this can be. So yeah, whatever things. We're gonna go work on a Viper now. All right, it's about 10 o'clock now. Been working for a little over 12 hours. Many thanks to my wife for giving us food and making sure we're okay. But I just want to take you on a little tour of what we've got here. So here is the engine. It is on the stand. We've got the transfer case over here. That's probably just going to get sold. I need a two-wheel drive transmission, so I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do about that. Many thanks to my neighbor for providing this engine hoist and various other tools. He even fabbed up some nice little brackets for us to help us get the engine out, so that was really nice. So what we did with the Yukon was we were able to keep the brakes intact, which was great, and then since my driveway is on a hill, slight incline, we're able to just roll it down the hill, crank the wheel, And then my street is also on a similar incline, and we just kind of backed it and paralleled it against the curb, put a wheel thing on the back of the wheel, and that was basically it. I need to get the wire harnesses and stuff out of it still. And then after that, I'm going to need to find a junkyard that will come and take it away because I cannot move that car because there's no engine and it can't move. So I'm going to take a shower. I'm really tired. I've been digging into this motor a little bit more today on this fine Saturday. I've got the belts off, I've got the fan off. That was kind of a pain in the butt to get off. I was also able to loosen all of the exhaust manifold bolts, except for this one because it wasn't even there when I pulled the engine. So that had snapped off. I'll have to do the easy out thing at some point. I pulled the spark plugs too. I guess these had been changed over the course of Nathan's ownership, so fairly recently, and they all look pretty good. Yeah, see, that's a pretty healthy spark plug. You still see the electrode and stuff there, so not too bad. But now what I've done is I've removed the coil packs from the valve covers, and I just removed these valve cover bolts. And real time, I'm going to let you see what I see for the very first time. So I've never looked inside this engine. Let's see what 200,000 miles looks like. Ooh. I think we done good. That looks really nice. I don't see any sludge buildup really. I mean, there's that little piece right there, but I think that's just from me disturbing the valve cover. Everything looks really nice. I'm hoping the other side looks the same way. Alright, driver's side, let's go. There we go. Whoopsies. Once again, very nice. See, this is why you change your oil, everyone. When you change your oil, your car stays looking good like this. Now I think we should move on to the oil pan, because this is going to have to get replaced anyways, so it can fit under the Jag, but let's see what we've got going under here. If you ever wondered the proper way to remove an oil filter, you just take a pipe wrench and get on it like this. Then you can remove it. And then you find that you have a little funny face here. Let's go upside down. How funny. Wonder how that got there. Let's see if there's any oil left in here. And they use a smaller oil filter. And, well, they're known for spewing a lot of oil when you change them. I wasn't able to get the filter off when I was pulling the engine because I didn't have the proper wrench. So waited until now so I could use an improper wrench and just get this off. So let's let this drain and then we'll be able to pull the oil pan and see what's going on. Okay, the oil pan is off. As we can see, it's pretty typical 200,000 mile LS under here. And we've got some stuff caked on the pickup tube here, but the end of it looks pretty clean. Oh, and if you ever wanted to know how your dipstick works, you know, that's how it works. It just kind of goes in there and measures the level. Pretty simple. And then if we take a look at the oil pan itself, again, pretty typical 200,000 mile LS, just based on what I've seen. Not too much bad stuff down there. It could be a lot worse, and I've seen a lot worse. You know, sometimes when you're working on stuff like this, and I've done a project like this before, your mind gets kind of jumbled up and you don't really know what to work on. You're kind of overwhelmed. What always helps is just a nice cleaning of your workspace, you know? You may remember right here it was a total mess earlier when I was checking out the engine, but now we're nice and clean. I can focus. You know, I've got my wire harness holder right up here, and I've got the other one back here tucked away with the transmission. You know, just get stuff out of your way. Makes life a lot easier. So at this point we're still waiting on the kit and the mounts, but that doesn't mean there's not stuff we can do in the meantime. I know that my transmission needs to be converted to a two-wheel drive transmission. I'm considering taking that on myself. I'll probably take it on myself, and hopefully I don't do a really bad job and then have to pull the transmission once it's in the car. That would be bad, so got to really carefully consider that. We've got seals and stuff to do on the LM7. I still want to decide if I want to do any upgrades like cam or rockers, new push rods. I don't really know much about the engine. All I know is that in the stock form, I think it's going to be pretty okay for what I'm doing. But then, of course, the elephant in the room is we still have quite a bit of rust issues to take care of on this thing. All right, we're in the car now, and as you can see, I've cleaned up some of the bad rust. It used to look a lot worse, but we've got some holes here. I think I'm going to have to patch those up. Well, I know I'm going to have to patch those up. I just have to do it. And then back here, we've got plenty of issues also. This needs to be repainted, sealed up, lots of holes right there. And then the back window is leaking. Gonna have to replace the back window seal. And you see there's some water right there from a previous rain. So water's getting in somewhere around here also. So I need to look into how I'm gonna fix that issue. So yeah, plenty to do in the meantime while the kit isn't here yet. I definitely want to keep the V12 in the Jaguar until the kit is here because I want to get the engine out and the LM7 in as quickly as possible because, like you see, there's not much room around here, and if I've got an engine in here, I can't get a car in here, but if I don't have an engine in here, I can get a car in here. So we'll put the V12, I don't know, here until someone gets it, because I'm having nothing to do with that V12, tell you what. So I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in if you're new, and I hope this is an exciting, enjoyable, and interesting video series for all of you. See you in the next one.